Hey guys, I'm here to provide a step-by-step guide on the best leather, independent, sneaker, and clothing shops in the Lower East Side, specifically Orchard Street. This is where the real cool kids of New York City shop. No big brand names, only authenticity. Now let's get started. I am Ashley, a native Lower East Side resident, born and raised where I still reside. This part of the journey will start at Orchard Street in Houston. Okay, a quick fit check before we get started. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram for the latest and greatest. Let's go. I recommend starting at Houston Street so that you can fuel up. There are a few eateries on this block, from Italian to Mexican to seafood. But for now, I am stopping to get a quick slice at Jenny's Pizza. So a little bit about the block. Orchard Street is often considered the center of the Lower East Side. Since the late 1800s, it has been an area where people visit to buy various clothing and manufactured pieces. It offered Sunday shopping when most stores in the city did not. Various independent shops, tailor, and leather specialists are still ubiquitous. So this brings us to our first stop, Daniel's Leather. Daniel's Leather started in early 1995. The founder is Nadeem Waheed, an immigrant from Pakistan who has really made a name for himself in the leather and fur fashion world. The great thing about the shop is the opportunity to try on pieces. As you can see, they have some great brands such as Peli Peli, Averix, and top quality fur for men and women. Moving along to our next stop, which is right next door, Self Edge. Founded in 2006, Self Edge carries casual menswear of the highest quality. This is a perfect place for denim and vintage connoisseurs. One of the few shops in the city to carry an extensive Japanese brand list, which includes Ironheart, Pure Blue Japan, Samurai, Sugarcane, Warehouse, just to name a few. They even have some great Rick Owen pieces. Another call out is that they offer chain stitching and denim repair if you are ever in need. Overall, I appreciate their attention to detail, which is why they're on this list. You can find some unique t-shirts and outerwear here as well. Once you leave Self Edge, you'll continue along. As mentioned, you will see a variety of leather boutiques and especially tailors. If you ever need a tailor, Orchard Street is your go-to. You will then pass Orchard Street in Rivington to the next block. Across the street from the art gallery, Peralton is our third spot. Extra Butter. Extra Butter is known primarily for their sneaker and independent brand clothing selection. The LES shop is their flagship, which opened in 2007. Also have a location in Long Island City. One of my favorite things about this shop are their Thursday events. They always collaborate with brands and present amazing installations. Here are a few of the events they have thrown in the past. They are definitely worth a visit if you are in New York City during the week. They really cater to the local community and continue to present a new way to shop. Once you leave, you'll continue to a major crosswalk, Delancey Street, another historical street in LES history. I highly recommend checking out the Tenement Museum. You're going to then cross the street on your left to the next shop, Commune. I believe this shop opened in 2024, and the core of their ethos is curating pieces from emerging fashion designers. Their objective is to showcase the design philosophy and process behind the designers they stock through their media and in-store experiences. Some of the latest designers they showcase include Comaware, O-Files, Vujade, and PLN. A few of these brands I have been following from YouTube creators. If you're interested in finding new and upcoming brands, this should be on your list. Once you leave the shop, you will continue along walking towards Broome Street. What I love is that on weekends and sometimes at night, they shut down the block. You will see numerous cafes, restaurants, and wine bars scattered across here. If you wanted to stop and take a break, this is the place to do so. To add, this is one of the more popular blocks, so great for people watching. The fifth spot to check out is Laams. This is definitely the more creative and artistic shop on the block. When you enter, you are met with ceiling-to-floor icons, inspiration, and art. Founded around 5 years ago, this shop has 3 levels. There's everything you can imagine from an independent shop. Made for the people, by the people. They create their own clothing with drops and collabs with some of the biggest brands, like Nike. They also have a curated selection of vintage and dead stock sneakers, magazines, and hats on the first floor. The second floor is their record shop, which also includes emerging brands. And their final floor is a beauty bar and has a selection of women's vintage pieces and also some dead stock stuff that I really liked. Once you leave the shop, you will make a left and continue walking past Grand Street. Also to note, LES is filled with outdoor vintage markets, so you'll see a few of these pop up in the street. Now we have arrived at Awake NY. Launched in NYC in 2012, Awake NY was founded by Queens native Angelo Bache, formerly from the OG Supreme team. This is one of my favorite shops on the block. I have been following this brand since 2018. I remember one of their first pop-ups was on Kenmore Street in 2019 for the Acidicus Gel NYC sneakers, before they even had their own brick and mortar. Cut to now, their shop consists of all of their original pieces. They are not slowing down anytime soon. They feature art from diverse artists, have retro magazines laid out, and collab with some of the top brands like Levi's, Nike, and Danson. But what I love about this brand the most is they're tied to the community. They're always throwing free events, whether it is meditation groups, summer block parties, charity fundraisers, intimate concerts, promoting a small brand, art showcases, you name it, they throw it. They are forever an inspiration for how an independent brand should move. Kartik Research is the new kid on the block, directly across the street from Awake. They opened in April of this year. The brand was founded by Kartik Kumra in 2021 and is based out of New Delhi, India. Hence, the most amazing textiles. Very reminiscent of the quality of all of the shops along Orchard Street in the last century. It's almost as if the streets are living, breathing, accepting brands into the history of the Lower East Side. Brands that have the highest quality, like the shops that line these blocks in the late 1800s and 1900s. As you can see, each item looks as if it was handmade with the greatest care. The shirts are produced on hand looms and dyed with plants and herbs. The embroideries are done by hand. Each piece is unique and none are alike. Taking inspo from Indian culture, music, and now NYC, the guys who work at the shop were very warm and the ambiance was very calm and serene. Even if you just want to peek in, you'll get a wave of inspiration. I'm currently researching newer brands that use more natural fibers, so this shop is definitely on my list moving forward. Next to Kartik Research is yet another unique shop, Wythe. Wythe was founded with a primary mission: to search for past iconic silhouettes, the perfect Oxford shirt, denim shirt, and gray sweatshirt with the most perfect lived-in feeling. As you can tell, these are all very much classic American styles. They mix the past with a new present generational theme. The shop is very reminiscent of Double RL's Soho shop, in my opinion, but they can still hold their own. You instantly feel like you are transported in every best possible way. Everything is very intentional here, and you could tell there is a lot of care in the curation of the shop. A few doors down is Colbo. Colbo is both the hangout spot as well as a store. They house their own fashion label, but also do pop-ups for independent and international brands. This is where your favorite restaurant owner hangs out at. They also have a cafe, a wine bar, a home goods section, and a vinyl record selection. Of course, it being the fave cool kids location, they have a whole host of events on any given week. Not only do they focus on new activations, but also lean on vintage as well, which really makes this place a haven. If you are single and wanting to meet someone new or just connect with other humans, this is definitely a great place to be at. Once you head out, you'll continue to walk and be met with more shops and bars. Past Hester Street is a shop called Manhattan NYC. I'm going to do an honorable mention because they do not allow filming. It is definitely worth checking out though. They're one of the few shops that sell Capital in NYC, and you might find a rapper or two outside on a random Tuesday. Directly across the street is Scar's, the popular pizza shop, as well as Regina's Grocery, a great sandwich hangout spot. Continuing along, you'll find a great shop for women's clothing called Tumbao. This shop is very special in that it houses the largest curation of Latin American fashion in the world. Looking around the shop, I can feel how each piece is so special and tells a story just by looking at and touching the fabrics. I love the light jackets and accessories scattered around the place. This is perfect for the more edgier women and men in your life. The jewelry and charming bags were very luxe. Their Instagram is a mix between art and life. Even if you just need a bit of inspiration, I recommend checking Tumbao out. Across the street is the eccentric shop Fugazi. Fugazi is not only a clothing brand, they are a thesis. With each collection they drop, a nugget of their worldview and commentary is also provided, all in the best way. For me, they show the fun in fashion and don't take themselves too seriously, yet they also show what big brands get wrong. They urge the youth to think different, to question, and to unite. They are known for going viral due to their authenticity and funny character. I'm excited to see where this brand goes. I also really love their matcha, as well as their perfect people-watching location. They are on the corner of Canal St and Orchard. Once you walk past this building, you'll see the only vintage shop on the list, Acidicus. I think that's how you pronounce it. The great thing about Acidicus is that everything is curated, so you don't have to do much digging. I also think their prices are very reasonable, under $100 for most items. That is pretty unheard of in LES. I also like to support smaller local shops as opposed to the chain vintage shops that are popping up. Okay, so let's recap. We got a taste of premium denim, leather, unique collaborations, independent and local shops, natural fibers, brands with a mission and clear voice, all on one block. That is so very NYC. Let me know in the comments which shops you have visited or would like to check out. Are you a native New Yorker or just visiting? Sound off below, and thank you so much for watching.